Var, let and const. So what are the differences in var, let and const? So most of the time we are using let and const in future coding. Var is kind of deprecated or not deprecated, but we are using let and const for declaring any variable. Talking about its differences, where first difference for these three is scope, where is functionally and globally scoped, and let and const are blocked scope. So let's see first that will be functional and globally scoped. So I have declared two variable with where uh, that will be variable 1 language, variable 2 language 2. So we can't access this language to outside of its function scope, but we can access anywhere in the code. That will be this global scope variable language. So it will give an error for so I have made mistake for spelling here. Language, I think here I made mistake. So let's see. No, spelling is, I think, correct. Language. So we can access that global scope where variable anywhere, but it will give an error for we are trying to access that function scope variable outside here. So it will give an reference error, language 2 is not defined. We can access only inside that function. Let me call this function here. So now it's working. So you have to remember that where is a globally and functionally scoped only. If we use inside a block scope, then we can access outside of that block scope. So you don't have to confuse in this function scope and block scope. We can access this uh, va variable language 3 outside of this block scope. As you can see, python py python python we can access outside of a block scope. So you have to remember only it's a functional scope and globally scoped. Next is let. So let is a block scope. So if we use inside if, so we can't access that way let variable outside of its scope. So if I try to access that language, it will give an error. So we cannot access that outside of a block scope. Same for function. If we use inside function, we cannot access that variable outside of this scope. As you can see, same for const, we cannot access this variable for const. So first difference is where is a functionally and globally scoped, and let and const are block scope. So mm, let's see next difference. Next difference is we can uh, redeclare uh, without assign any value for where. So where name, and let also we can uh, declare without uh, language name city. Let me do city. So I haven't assigned any value to the name and city variable, so If I try to console, it will implicitly JavaScript will be give an undefined for city name and city. As you can see, if I log, it will be undefined. But const, we have to assign any value at the time of declaration, so we can't do like language then leave it like that. we can we can we cannot do that. We have to assign any value at the time of declaration that might be undefined, that might be null, whatever the value. We have to assign any value at the time of declaration. If I log that language, it will not give an error. As you can see, so this is the second difference. Third difference is we can redeclare within its scope, like variable that have value Ankit, then I can redeclare within its scope and it will override that value here. Let me comment this. So within its scope I can redeclare this is in global scope. And the same for function, I can do log, I can do like this. If I try to log this name, it will be Patel kit name. Same for here. I have to invoke this function. As you can see, we can redeclare within its scope and it will override that. If I remove this Patel from here and I can do here, so this will not override that above variable name, because this is in function scope and this will be in the global scope, so we cannot override that. Talking about let and const, we cannot redeclare within its scope. Like if I use let, then if I try to again redeclare like where, so we cannot redeclare. So we can redeclare this same variable with some different scope. So same for const, here it will be let, so we can redeclare with different scope. Same for const, we can redeclare here with different scope. So this is third difference. And the last difference is we can change or update any value for where and let. So let me declare variable without assign any value that will be undefined. Let will be city and const language. So we can change this name and city below here. If I want to change name, will be my name Ankit and city so I can change that value for let and where, but we can't change this const variable value. Why it's not giving any error? It should be. So let's see if we log this, what will be happen. So it's giving any error. So here it should be give an error that we can't redeclare, but it's not giving in direct in VS Code, so we have to log, then it will give an error assignment to const variable. We cannot assign any value, uh, we cannot reassign, we can assign but at the time of declaration, but we cannot reassign value of const variable, reassign. So this is the four differences in let, where and const. First is a scope, where is a functionally and globally scope, let and const are blocked scope. And the second difference is uh, we can redeclare uh, within its scope this where, and it will overwrite, and we cannot redeclare let and const within its scope. And talking about declaration, we can declare these two let and where without assign any value, but we have to assign at the time of declaration for const. And the last difference is we can update this where and let value after the assign any value. For const we cannot change the value after the assign. So these are the four differences of where, let and const. So thank you.